morning and welcome to Ark and Dove Presbyterian Church in Odenton, Maryland. I'm Brian Boudreau, the clerk of session here at Ark and Dove, and your host in the lobby, the weekly program of the life and ministry of the church. So today is the 11th Sunday after Pentecost. In our ongoing Meet Ark and Dove series, I will be talking to Steve Debus in just a little bit. But before that, let's look at the announcements. In-person sanctuary worship continues every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Worshipers of all ages are welcome, provided they wear masks in the sanctuary, and we ask that you RSVP online. We have reinstituted the RSVPs for outdoor worship now. This is a logistical decision. The next outdoor service will be August 22nd at 9:15. So please check the homepage in the morning of for any cancellation due to inclement weather. The website's updated that morning. Out of consideration for other attenders, masks are truly welcome, but they are not required outside. Now, don't forget about Sunday summer school on alternating weeks. The next one will be August 15th, and we're closing in on the end of that session. This is an in-person outdoor event for rising kindergarten through 8th graders, so masks will be required. Also, adult summer Sunday school continues. It takes place at the same time. If you're a parent, you can drop your kids off and join the discussion. And for those without kids, we look forward to seeing you at 9:15. So Pastor John will lead the group in exploring myths about Christianity and busting them. So come as you are. There's no homework and no RSVP necessary. I've gone to one of them, and it was really an awesome experience. So I also want to recommend the Healing Through Grief group. They'll be meeting on August 11th at 7 p.m. It's led by Pastor Tim and Deacons Kathy Debus and Lenny Gardner. So Lenny can send you the Zoom invitation. And also we have the Summer Book Club. The August selection is A Lesson Before Dying by Ernest J. Gaines. This book has appeared on some young adult reading lists, so it's be a great book for you to read with your older teen. Join Pastor John and Kim Champagne via Zoom on Tuesday, August 17th at 7:30 p.m. to talk about the book. Now, we have lots of offerings right now through the Mission Ministry, so you should sign up for one of these, such as the Back to School backpack program from the Department of Social Services in Anne Arundel County Public Schools. We started signups on the 1st of August. You can sign up in person as well after the 10:30 worship service by contacting Greg Makar. So Ark and Dove will be providing backpacks and supplies for 35 students at Odenton and Seven Oaks elementary schools. We're also collecting supplies for students at Meade Middle School. We also are looking for support for the Christian Assistance Program, CAP, the West County Food Pantry in Severn, by donating cereal. We need both hot and cold tomato products like canned tomatoes and pasta, and rice and rice sides. Donations can be left at the church on the table just inside the door or in the covered picnic area if the doors are locked. So you can also support Habitat for Humanity through the special offering this month. You can simply text a dollar amount followed by Habitat to 410-983-3481. And finally, the Anne Arundel Literacy Council is collecting gently used books for a book fair to be held in October. So a box for collection is in the church lobby, and you can also contact Wendy Wellington to make other arrangements. And of course, we have lots of regular activities. This includes the weekly Bible lectionary every Wednesday at 10 a.m. led by Pastor John via Zoom. The Sunday Fellowship, which is right after the live stream service at about 11:45. You can email fellowship@arkanddove.org anytime during the service, and they'll send you a link if you don't already have the Zoom invitation. Also, the crafting group meets on the first Wednesday and third Monday evening of each month at 7 p.m. Amy Tardif has the Zoom invitation for you. And we have Saturday night game night with the deacons. You can get a Zoom invitation from Ellen and Greg Makar. So in our continuing series, Meet Ark and Dove, I asked Steve Debus to join me today. He's been on the program before, but now he's back to talk about something he loves to do. So welcome, Steve. I'm glad you could join us today.
Good morning. How are you doing, Brian?
Very good, very good. And how's the Debus family doing this summer?
We're all doing well. We just got back from vacation down at the Delaware beaches. We had a lot of fun there. So everybody's doing well. Keep working, staying healthy. That's all we can ask for these days.
So you've had a lot of experience with the youth, and so I want to dive into the thing that you do, and you are a soccer referee. Did I get that right?
Yes, I am.
Tell me a little bit about that. Who do you referee for?
So I usually do ages 13 to 19 is what I like to ref. Age 13 is when they get onto the big field. I do it as much for the exercise as for anything else. So when you're running a big soccer field and you do 3 90-minute matches, you can actually do almost a half marathon of distance. I've tracked myself at like 11 to 12 miles over a 3 90-minute matches.
So you're running up and down the field just like the players.
If you're the center referee, you're running up and down the field like the players, and you typically try and run on a diagonal because then you have two assistant referees, one on either end of the field, and they only run half the field and on the sidelines. And you basically try to keep equal space between you and the two assistants.
You've got kids, you see kids doing sports, we see the referees out there, but what's going on, you have to time it. What's going on in your head when you're watching the game?
Yes, you have to keep time. The center referee keeps time. And usually if you're in a 3-man team, at least one of the assistants will also be backing you up with time, because sometimes you think you started your watch and it didn't. So you're keeping track of time. You're watching the play. If you're the center referee, you're mostly looking to see what fouls have occurred. If somebody's tripped, somebody's pulled, whatever. If you're the assistant referee, your biggest thing is offside. Is somebody closer than the second to last defender or the ball to the goal?
How do you memorize, or how do you keep in your head all the rules?
So that is challenging because the rules change every year. And then like I referee youth club leagues, but I also referee high school. And they're actually, although they're 90% the same, there actually are two different sets of rules, and you have to know what the differences are. And then different leagues will modify the rules a little bit. And then if you're at a tournament, the tournaments can modify the rules a little bit here. Every year you have to recertify both for high school and club leagues soccer, and you have to go take a test and make sure you've caught up on the new changes in the rules.
Oh, so it's not like you just one day decide I'm going to be a referee and they say, oh, good, welcome to the field and get on. There's some sort of training that you have to do.
It's, I believe, 12 hours of training. Half of that is in like book training, learning the rules and all that. And they now have a field component where you'll go out with a referee trainer.
How did you decide that you wanted to become a referee? Because, they're not the most beloved people on the field, right?
No, they're definitely not. And that's actually part of the problem. One of the things that we need lots of referees right now. But when my son Will was 12, he was playing in a travels soccer league. And because there's such a shortage of referees, that league required every team to have at least one parent that was trained to be an assistant referee. So that if the league that if the game you got to, they didn't have enough referees, you go put on a uniform and you would be the assistant on the sideline for that game. And you actually got paid for it too. But you had to basically turn off your partisanship for your team and try to be an impartial referee.
You've reffed your own kids?
Only as an assistant referee in that league. It's typically very frowned upon for the center referee to have any direct connection to the team you're refereeing. I actually found I liked being able to move around. The team started asking me to referee the scrimmages for them so they'd actually have somebody calling fouls. And then I decided, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well take the full course, and then I can go do it and actually get some money for it too.
All right. So refereeing is a paid job, you said?
Yes, it is. And I actually, for any youth that's 13 or older, it's probably the best paying part-time job you can get, because the minimum game is $20. And that to be for a less than 1 hour U8 match. And the maximum that I get paid is $90 for a U16 or higher Eastern Development Program, EDP program game.
And I imagine as you get to the higher levels, the more money you can make as a referee.
You can, and Maryland's actually really good in that not only you talk about going up higher levels, Maryland has what they call the mentor program, referee mentor program. This is something I never did because I didn't start refereeing until I was in my 40s. But if you get into it as a youth or a young adult and really want to do it, there will be referees that come out and they usually take you to a tournament and they have you referee a series of games, and you'll usually have a break in between some of your games. And then they'll talk, you have a chalk talk afterwards, and they'll go over, well, what did you call? What didn't you call? Why did you do this? And they get you more and more experience. And there are people who have done that and through the Maryland Referee Mentor Program, and they're now FIFA level refs in that Maryland Mentor Program. It was started by a referee. This referee was 4-time MLS Referee of the Year. He was at a youth tournament, and they said for grins, they were going to have him referee the 12-year-old boys final. The parents and the coaches were getting on him just as hard as they got on any of the other referees.
Do you have any aspiration of going to the next level?
No, I am they call it a grassroots level referee. That's what I am. That's what I'll always be. I get out there. I'm part of the game. I'm part of the, I do have my own team, the referee team, and we have to go out there and do a good job. And there's a lot of mental and a lot of physical things that go into it.
Now I see you've got some stuff behind you. Is that some refereeing?
It is.
What do you got there?
So as a referee, you got to have your jerseys. So you have there's 5 different colors of jersey: yellow, green, red, blue, and black. The gold or yellow is the standard jersey. So when you first get certified, this is the first one you're going to buy.
So rather than having like a standard black, right, or a black and white, like football.
The only thing that changes color for our level is the jersey. After that, we have black shorts and then black socks with white stripes. And usually you want to wear black tennis shoes or black cleats for running with that. The other thing that when you're not the center referee, you're the assistant referee, you have your flag. And so this is your way of communicating with the center referee is all through flag signals. The other thing you get is your cards. This is your way to sanction people. Yellow is a caution, and basically you get one chance, and then the second one you get yellow again, and then you get your red card, which is your dismissal. Don't give them out in the younger ages, but I have given them out more so as the kids get older, and occasionally have to give them out to the coaches as well.
What is your favorite part of reffing?
Being part of good soccer. The best match I was ever part of was a group of 13-year-old boys from DC. They were just incredibly skilled. And watching soccer like that at all the levels, from U13 up to the U19 kids that I referee, that's what's fun. And knowing that I'm part of it and I'm part of the game, so that's why I do it.
Yeah. Have you ever reffed for a match and you go, oh, that kid's really special. They're gonna be a pro someday?
Oh yeah, I've seen some kids that are outstanding. I actually one time I refereed a tournament where the team was ranked 6th highest in the nation. So that's the highest level I've done. That was a team from New York State that came down here to Maryland for a tournament.
Let me ask you this: what if I wanted to become a referee? How do I go about doing that?
So the easiest way to go do it is go online to marylandreferees.com. And there's a link there to say, hey, I want to go be a referee. But they now have staggered classes throughout the year where you'll do the book portion. These days, a lot of that is online. And then you'll pick a day, they'll pick a day where they bring you out to a field and you'll go through the field portion. That is, there's a cost to that. It's like $95, but that includes getting your first jersey, your shorts, the socks, a flag. You get your badge that says you're certified. And the 13-year-old gets the same badge I do. Mm-hmm. So there's no difference. Once you get this badge, you're refereeing the same thing that I'm doing. So yes, you get that. And then once you're through the course and you've passed it, there's a test both on the field and the book section. Then you give your name to an assigner. And your assigner is the guy who then sends you games. And there's a website that they send it through. And during the spring and the fall, I will get probably 10 to 15 emails a week from different assigners asking for extra coverage in games. We are down, the state of Maryland's down probably 1,000 referees right now.
Hmm. Yeah, so there's obviously a need. So the Olympics are going on right now, and of course, women's soccer, they won the bronze. The referees play an important part of that. How does one get up to that level, up to the at the Olympic level, or for the World Cup kind of matches?
So I mentioned the mentor program, and that's how I would, if you wanted to do that, that's how I would start. But there's grassroots level referee, then there's a regional referee, then I think there's state and then national. I can't remember what the next two tiers are, but there's different tiers of referee, and like the next level up, you have to pass a physical test. So you have to be able to run so far, so fast. There's also how many, you have to do a certain number of adult matches in order to keep that level of certification. And then it gets a little harder and harder. But eventually you can apply to get as a FIFA tryout.
Well, Steve, I want to thank you for joining me today. This is fascinating. I was not privy to the world of refereeing. So thank you for joining me today and sharing with us what you do.
You're welcome. It's nice to be here.
Yeah. And to everyone out there, thank you for joining me this week. We want to learn more about our friends here at Ark and Dove. So if you've got an interesting hobby or something that you do like Steve, please reach out to worship@arkanddove.org. We'd love to talk to you. So more details about everything we talked about today can be found in the archive or on the webpage. Stay safe, have a great week, and join us in the Zoom fellowship after the service. The live stream service will begin in a moment.